So the first thing you want to do when you log into your app is to download any inspections that you or your main administrator has allocated to you. And in iOS, you can do that by swiping down on the main screen of the app. So I'm on my scheduled tab, and as the picture indicates, I just tap and swipe down, and then you will see it starts loading. And at this point, it says no inspections has been allocated. So I'm going to pause the video and allocate a couple of inspections, and then I'm going to come back. Alright, so I've allocated a couple of inspections to this user, and if I now tap and sync down or swipe down, you will see that it downloads those inspections that I've allocated on the portal side. Now, here you can see there's 4 inspections that have been allocated, and as we explained in some of the previous videos, there's basically 3 ways for you to allocate inspections. You can either start clean with an empty inspection, you can use the property defaults, or you can use a previous inspection as a baseline and basically copy that areas, all those areas and checks and photos to the new inspection and then start from there. So let's have a look at all 3 of these scenarios. So now, if I tap on Merlot Place 51, it will open the inspection details for me. And as you can see, we've got the property address details here at the top, our date and time of the inspection, and you can change that by tapping on this little pen icon. You can change the actual date and time of the inspection. And then we've got our landlord details and tenant details if that was available on the portal side. Then at the bottom of that screen, we have our images, signature or sign here, and the checklist. And you always want to start with the checklist. So if I tap on checklist, that will basically take me to the areas defined for this inspection. Now, because this inspection was allocated with the option start clean, there is no areas predefined. And I'm going to show you how to allocate new areas. So the first time you want to create a new area, you can simply use this button right in the middle, or this text right in the middle where it says create area. So you just tap on that. That's going to bring up a selector where you can select the name of the area. In this case, let's say kitchen. Or you can put your cursor in the field at the top and type in the name of the area that you want. And then right at the bottom, very important, this is where you're going to select the checklist that you want to use for that area. So in this case, it specifies that no checklist has been selected yet. So I tap on this, and that takes me to the list of all the checklists that I've defined for my company under your company settings on the portal side. So in this case, it's a kitchen, and I'm going to select basic kitchen. So I just tap on that option. And now you can see the selected checklist set is basic kitchen. So now to create this area, I simply tap on done in the top right hand corner. And it adds that area for me. So if I open this area, you can now see that all those checks that were in the basic kitchen area has been added to this inspection area that I added. So I go back to areas and let's add another one. Now after you've added one, that text in the middle of the screen won't be there anymore. So to add another area, then you simply tap on the little plus in the top right hand corner and you follow the same process. So let's say living area, and then at the bottom select checklist set, and I'm going to select basic area, and then I just tap on done, and there we go. So if I open this area, you can see that all of the checks are now in there. And let's add one more. Let's do a bathroom. So you select bathroom. At the bottom of the screen, select your checklist set. So let's say basic bathroom. And tap on done. And it's as easy as that to add your areas with their checklist sets. Alright, so let's have a look at how you would now go about populating the checklists that you've created. So if I open my kitchen, you can see that all of the items are still empty and no conditions has been defined for any of them. So to start defining the condition of each item, you simply tap on the item, and that will expand the section where you can specify the cleanliness, the damage, and the functioning of this item. So you can select one toggle out of each row or a combination of any of the 3 to specify the main condition of the item. So for instance, let's say the ceiling is clean and undamaged. Then you would tap on clean and you would tap on undamaged. And now if you want to add more comments, you simply tap on the little speech bubble in the top right hand corner next to the item. and that will bring up a pop-up where you can then select one or multiple of the comments that are available. So let's say there's lots of mold damage, and let's say the paint is blistering, so you just tap on both. If you want to type in a custom comment that's not available in the list, you simply put your cursor right there and you can start typing. If you want to clear whatever you've typed in there, you just press the little X and you can start from scratch. And when you're done, you just click on the done button and there you go. So now you've got your toggle selections and you've got your additional comment. Now to close this, you simply tap on it again in any of the white space, or you can tap on the item below that and it will automatically close the one above. Now let's assume the lights are, for instance, faulty. So let's maybe say it's greasy and faulty. And now I want to specify that the bulbs have been blown. So I'll just say bulb blown. And I also want to indicate to the rental administrator or to myself that this needs to be replaced by the tenant. So to make a recommendation, you simply tap on that little hammer and spanner icon on the right hand side. And then you can select tenant to replace. If you want to use one of the other options, or if you want to specify a recommendation that's not available in this list, you just tap on other and put your cursor there, and then you can type whatever you want to type. Right. Now the next one is the walls. So let's say the walls are dirty and has a lot of wear and tear. Now wear and tear is something that you would typically need to take photos of. So to take a photo of an item, you simply tap on the camera icon, and that's going to ask you for permissions. So you just say okay, and then you just take your photo. And then you can either retake it, or if you're happy with the photo, you just say use photo. And there you go. So you can take any number of photos for a specific item, and you just follow this same process for all of them. And once you're done, you just tap on the next item and you proceed like that. So as you can see, it's very easy to complete your checklists, and I will quickly complete the rest of this one and fast forward it so you don't have to watch. Alright, so I've completed my checklist set for the kitchen. And now to go back to another area, you simply tap on the back arrow with areas. And now I can go into my next area and follow the same process to complete the checks for all of the areas. Okay, so I've completed the checklists for the living area and the bathroom as well. But now I want to show you what do you do if you have an item in your checklist that is not relevant to that area. You can either leave it there and just leave it empty, or you can remove it by just swiping left on the item and then selecting the delete option. And then it's going to ask you if you want to delete it, and you can just say delete. So if I go back to my bathroom, for instance, let's say there's no blinds in the bathroom, I just swipe left, tap delete, and confirm. Now the same goes if you want to maybe add something that is not in the list. So let's say in our living area, we have a mirror. So to add an item to an existing checklist, you just tap on the plus top right hand corner, and then you can start typing the option you're looking for. If it doesn't have it in there, you can just type it out. So mirror, and then you just tap on done. And it's going to add that item for you. And now you can say it's rusted, some wear and tear. You can take a photo. And that's how you add items, individual items, to existing checklists. So now that my checklist is complete, I can go back to the main screen. And now if I tap on images at the bottom left hand corner, I can see an overview of all the photos that I've taken. And if I go back, I can edit some comments. Maybe, let's say the tenant requested DSTV. And you just tap on save. And now I'm ready to have the inspection signed. So you just tap on the sign here option at the bottom in the middle. And here you can specify the name of the signatory, so the person who's actually going to be signing this inspection. So you can change that. Let's say it's Rian Deval. Maybe it's the friend of the tenant. So he's actually going to sign the inspection. So you can see it updates on the signature space as well. So now if Mr. Rian signs this, his name and the date and time will be stamped on the signature. And now, very important, you just need to remember to tap on the save button. What you can also do is before they sign the inspection, you can use this review option to just go through it with them quickly again so they can see exactly what they are signing for. So you can see all of the items with the conditions you recorded, and if there are photos, you can just tap on the photo icon to see the photos that was applicable for that item. And then if they are happy, then you can have them sign. Now to get the agent or the landlord signature, you simply switch the tab to agent landlord here at the top. You type in the agent or the landlord signatory name, make sure that one is correct, and then you can sign. And once again, remember to tap on the save button. Now also note that once your tenant has signed the inspection, if you go to your checklist again, you won't be able to edit the inspection. And you can see it brings up a message that says you need to clear the signature before you can continue editing. So if you want to make further changes, you come to your signature, clear the signature, and then if you go back to your checklist, you'll be able to edit the items again. And then you just need to retake the signature of the tenant. So once you've got your signatures, you can go back to the main screen where you downloaded the inspections, and now we are ready to upload this inspection. So to do that, you simply tap on the upload icon, confirm yes, and then it's going to start uploading the inspection for you. And you should be able to track its progress. So it's going to say it's uploading, and then it's going to change to uploading checklist. And then it's also going to specify the photos that it's uploading, photo 1 of 10, on 2 of 10, and so on. So once the inspection finishes uploading, it will move it to the completed tab. And there you can see your uploaded inspection. You can still review it over there. Now, if I go back to my scheduled inspections, let's quickly have a look at the other two variations. So Merlot Place 52 is the one we allocated with using the property defaults. So the only difference there is that if I go into my checklist, it will already have a list of areas and within them all of the items that I specified on the portal site for that property. So if you specify all of the checklist areas and checklist sets, associated checklist sets for a specific property, and you use the property defaults when you allocate the inspection, then the only difference is you won't need to allocate or create those areas on the device. However, it is a lot less troublesome to actually just come to your checklist and add it here than to pre-add it on all your properties on the portal site. So we would suggest rather using start clean and then just add your areas as I explained just now. Then the third option, Merlot Place 54, is the one where we selected use previous inspection as baseline. And what you'll note, if I go into this checklist, it also has some areas. And if I go into an area, you'll see that all of the conditions for each item has already been set. And that's because the conditions with the associated photos and everything was copied to this inspection when I did the allocation. So all I need to do now is confirm that the condition is still the same. And I can do that by tapping on the little tick mark on the left-hand side of the item, like that. And where it is not the same, I can simply expand it and change the condition. And there we go. So now you can even see if there's photos that was taken or that was copied. If you open that, it's going to download the thumbnail of the previous photo. And you can see it indicates with a little copy icon at the bottom right-hand corner of that thumbnail that this is a copied photo. Now you can also easily delete photos that are not relevant anymore, and it won't delete this from the original inspection. So all you need to do is tap on it to open it, and then tap on the delete option, and it removes it. So if I go to the next one, I can easily change it like that. Here's another one with photos. So typically you want to maybe keep that photo and then just take a new updated photo, and you'll see the new one doesn't have the copy icon. So both of these will be in the report when you generate your checklist report. but only the old photos will have that copy icon. So that is how you would reuse a previous inspection to really save you a lot of time, so that you don't have to re-record all of the conditions, and you can only do the delta or make the changes that are applicable and take some new photos when you do the new inspection.